So you want to learn the violin so you can sound like this or this? Well, you're in the right place because I know how to play the violin and I can't wait to help you. Let's go. So first things first, you need an instrument. And there are so many different places that you might be able to buy a violin, but I have some recommendations of where to buy an instrument and where to not buy an instrument. First, let's start with where not to buy an instrument. Definitely do not buy a violin from Amazon. We call these VSOs, or violin-shaped objects. These instruments do not work well. They will constantly go out of tune, and it will be a constant struggle to make a good sound. I've even seen these instruments come with parts missing or parts that you have to put on the instrument yourself. So save yourself all of that headache and do not buy an instrument from Amazon. I would also avoid Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for violin purchases. When you buy an instrument without a professional appraisal, you may be overpaying for the quality that you're receiving, and you are unsure of the maintenance it received while it was being used. What I would recommend is going to a string instrument specialist in your area. In the description of this video, I have put a list of all the string instrument specialists that are in the Rochester, New York area. If you know of any string specialists in your area, feel free to drop their name and link in the comments below. I highly recommend going to a string instrument specialist because they are the professionals that know how to care for and repair your instrument along your musical journey. Probably once a year, your instrument will need new strings or new bow hair. Those people that you bought the instrument from have the knowledge to keep your instrument in its best working order. That'll also help you in your learning process because it gives you the best possible chance of sounding good, which is ultimately our goal here. In order to learn how to play the violin, we need to know the parts that we're working with. So starting from the top, we have the scroll. This is mostly decorative. Right below the scroll, we have our large tuning pegs. For now, we're going to avoid touching these as it could send the strings very out of tune. Next, you have the neck of the violin. On top of the neck, we have this black piece called the fingerboard, which we will put our fingers on. On top of the fingerboard, you will see 4 strings. We will go over their names shortly. Then we get to the body of the instrument. We have the left shoulder and right shoulder of the violin. Below that, we have the F holes where the music will come out of your instrument. Next, and very importantly, we have the bridge of the violin. It's very important that this stays safe and upright. We never want to turn the violin over on top of this bridge. It is not glued down and should not be glued down. Be very careful with this part of your instrument and make sure it does not get bumped. Below the bridge is our tailpiece, which also holds our fine tuners. On this violin, I only have one fine tuner, but you might have one fine tuner for every string. And finally, we have our chin rest, which is where you put the side of your jaw or your chin to hold the violin on your shoulder. You'll also have a bow in your case, and here are just a few parts of the bow. We start with the tip of our bow, then along the top is the stick of our bow. You should have winding, you may have a leather grip, and then we reach the frog of our bow, which is where we hold our bow. At the end of the bow is the screw, which loosens and tightens the bow hair, which is where we actually play on the string. So there are 2 different ways to make music on the violin. One is by using our bow, which we call bowing, or arco. You can make sound like this. The other way that we are going to start with here on this channel is pizzicato. So pizzicato is plucking the violin. So let's start by learning how to hold the violin. So as we're learning how to put our violin up, it's important that we first make sure that we have a shoulder rest. It's possible to play without a shoulder rest, but this definitely makes things easier. I'll do a separate video on how to put the shoulder rest on, but there are so many different types of shoulder rest, and I will put a link to a list of my personal favorites in the description below. So our violin goes on our left shoulder. So I'm going to start with my left hand on the left shoulder of the violin. I'm going to hold that out and away from me. Flip so my chin rest is facing towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to nuzzle the end button right towards my neck, and my chin or the side of my jaw is going to go right on the chin rest. My hand is still on the bow here just for support, but if this feels pretty good, I encourage you to try a no hands test, because if you can hold the violin with no hands, then that means you're really secure and you're going to be successful in all the other parts of playing the violin. So now that you know how to hold the violin, we're going to pluck our open strings. We're going to start by making an L shape with our right hand. My thumb is going to go right on the side of the fingerboard, and then I can use my pointer finger to actually pluck the strings. So let's go ahead and pluck each of the strings. We're going to start with our lowest string, which is G. This is G. This is our D string. This is our A string. And this is our E string. E, A, D, G, G, D, A, E. So when we're playing the violin, each of our fingers has a number attributed to it. Our thumb is just our thumb. Our pointer finger is our first finger. Our middle finger is our second finger. Ring finger is our third finger. And our pinky is our fourth finger. I know you're really here because you want to make music, so let's go learn a song. So let's try plucking Hot Cross Buns. We're going to find our D string, our second to lowest string. Hot Cross Buns starts on an F sharp, which is our second finger on the D string. When I'm putting fingers down, I really want my left thumb to be pointed up towards the ceiling and my fingers to be placed on their fingertips. Not flat like this and collapsed knuckles, but really rounded and curved with my thumb pointing up. Also, you'll notice my wrist does not touch the instrument. That gives me the best possible chance of having good posture and notes that are in tune. Your wrist should look like this, not this. Check your mirror and make sure that you look like this. Play after me. We're going to start with 2 fingers, then 1 finger, then open D. Great. If you got that, we're going to do it 2 times in a row. So play with me. Ready? Great. From here, we're going to play D 4 times. E, our first finger, 4 times. And then do our opening pattern 1 more time. So together that goes. Let's put that whole thing together. So that opening pattern twice, 4 Ds, 4 Es, and then the opening pattern 1 more time. Let's do it. Ready? Go. Hot Cross Buns is really cool because you can do that exact same pattern on any string. So you can go ahead and try hop cross buns on any single one of your open strings and really impress your friends and family. Well, thanks so much for joining me in your very first violin lesson. I hope that you'll come back and learn some more songs and how to use the bow in our next lesson.